Hi, this is Jim Ross, Spokane Community College English Department. This is a brief presentation on something called Scansion. Scansion concerns the poem's rhythm and rhyme scheme. Now, not all poems have a definitive rhythm pattern, and not all poems have a definitive rhyme scheme. But certainly language has rhythm and rhyme, and the music we listen to also has a rhythm pattern or a beat and a rhyme scheme as well. So let's take a look at rhyme scheme first, and I'll show you how we mark a rhyme scheme in poetry. Okay, here's a Robert Frost poem, "Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening," written in the about the 1920s. And this one shows us a really good example of rhyme scheme. So let's see how we do it. Okay, when you take the first line of any poem, you go to the last sound or two, and that sound is the A sound throughout the rest of the poem. So O, that sound, O sound, is the A sound, and any sound that rhymes with it at the end of subsequent lines is also the A sound. So notice these first four lines. This is called a stanza, right? Notice it's kind of like a paragraph in poetry. And since there are 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, this is called a quatrain, okay? A fancy word for a 4-line stanza. Okay, so let's take a look at the rhyme scheme. Here I have no, though. Okay, that rhymes with that, so that's an A sound. Here, that's a new sound, so that gets B, right? And then snow, back to the O. So take a look at this first stanza. I get O, though, I get O, O, here, snow, right? So I get no, though, here, snow. A, B, A. Now, check out the second stanza, and notice that the single sound of the first stanza becomes the dominant sound of the second. So I have here, I have queer, near, and year, with lake as the new sound, right? And that's single in the second stanza, and it becomes dominant in the third. Here I have lake up here, right? And then it rhymes with shake, stake, and flake. Sweep is the new sound, that gets D. Notice we haven't had an eep rhyming ending sound so far, so it's a new sound, it gets D. And it becomes the only ending sound of the fourth stanza. So I have deep, keep, sleep, and sleep. And when I read the poem, you can hear the rhyme pop out. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sound's the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So that's basically rhyme scheme in poetry, and how you scan a poem to figure out its rhyme scheme. Okay? If you want, you can go to the next quick presentation, which has to do with rhythm pattern.